Evening, everyone. It's 4:27, and I'm going for a bicycle ride. This is June 23rd, which makes day 9 here in Georgetown. And it's a late start of the day because I've been doing my homework on trying to figure out how to make this channel better. And sometimes I get so busy in the content producing and stuff and the editing that it's really hard to find time to actually do much studying and improving. So my plan is just go south. On which road, I don't know. I'm getting out and I'll figure it out as I go along. Hey guys, I'm down here at the water's edge at see the little towers there, the blue ones, Carpel Singa Drive, I think is how you pronounce it. And I know I just kind of hopped on the bicycle and I went. I found a nice little spot to sit right down here. I kind of just hopped on the bicycle and went because I got up this morning. I stayed up till 2 o'clock. I'm not going to use that as an excuse every single time, but it does affect how late I sleep in the next day. And something I just kind of been realizing is I've been lacking. So I actually let's go cycling. I kind of like to watch his material because I'm doing similar material as him, and he's more or less on the same. I'm following his route, and it's nice because I can see where he goes before time and see maybe what problems he gets into and stuff like that. But also, since we started our channel at the same time, Doug actually pointed that out. I'm able to gauge what he's doing and I'm doing differently. And right now he has, I think, like 8,000 subscribers, which is extremely good. I heard Mr. Beast took 2 years before he even broke 1,000 subscribers. So just I heard that from vidIQ because I decided I need to start doing my homework, and I started studying because looking at what Let's Go Cycling, what he did, I think mostly is he started changing his thumbnails. So if you look at his very old views, even though he has 8,000 subscribers, he gets something like 11,000 views, right? So, but his earlier stuff is still at like 8,000, which would make sense because he's got 8,000 subscribers. But you could see that his titles and his thumbnails were not as fanciful and stuff like that, because now he's like almost killed by an elephant. You're like, come on, that's not almost, or how I survive on almost any on nothing and travel, right? And you realize, oh, he didn't really tell me anything, but you can get the idea. He's not fabricating, but I mean, because technically he's showing that he's camping, and he's showing that he's what he's doing. And if you just kind of follow what he's doing, you'd be living on basically nothing either. But so he changed up his thumbnails and his titles, and he blew up. I mean, I can tell he's monetized now easily. Well, of course he would be, because the commercials on the inside, not just the two at the beginning, but the ones in between and stuff, I think he has control over that. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm completely new to YouTube, so I like to use him as a gauge of what I need to be doing different to build my viewership. Yeah, I started this all just basically as a personal diary, but now it's kind of turned into something more where, there's a possibility of this could be a future, a future thing to make money, a little bit of money, like have an alternative income coming in, which is always nice, because there's always something that could go wrong with the income that I presently have. If I run out of money in the bank, I'm going back to work. I've said that before. And not just that, it's a challenge. And it's like, that's why I took up the bicycle riding. That's why I took up the long hikes on the Camino and the Kodo. It was a challenge. And it was like and the editing and the videotaping every day and stuff like this was like a package deal. I was trying to see if I could do all three together, and so far, oh, he caught a fish. Caught a big one. So he caught a big one, I think. But anyway, to keep talking here. I realized that I lacked knowledge, and I've been slacking. Anyway, he caught a fish. I've been slacking on the actual educating myself. Oops. Educating myself. I don't have any shorts yet. Shorts would be a good way to advertise You know, I have a fairly steady, like 200 views, topping out at 300 views. I only have about maybe 30 people, actually it would be less than 30, because I know one of the views are mine, that would have watched all of them, all my videos, because if you look at the one that has the least amount of views, has 30 views. So that means there's only a possibility of how many people actually watched all my videos is 30, right? Actually minus one, because that one would have been me watching it. So I'm trying to figure out as the next challenge to how to improve my channel, because I don't want my channel to go dormant. You know, if I'm going to take on this challenge of trying to videotape every single day of my life for 1 year, I'm almost to the halfway point. So it's a reasonable challenge, but at the same time, if I'm going to do that, I want to actually start putting out, making my channel more professional. And I'm not trying to go clickbait, but I want to somehow improve my thumbnails and my titles and stuff like that. So that's what I was kind of studying this morning. I'm watching vidIQ, and another one is Think Media. These are the channels that really actually help out, have good material to learn. Also, like Let's Go Cycling. He's the motivative driver. You know, he's the one that I'm using, because I'm similar content, similar places, and I can look at him and go, okay, I need to catch up to him. So he's like my personal motivator, even though, you know, it's like I got to catch up to where he's at. And like I said, I don't want to put false titles like I killed my neighbor and had to bury his body in my backyard. I have to figure out titles that actually are legit. So my hard part is I got in such a habit of, like, you know, day 30 cheap bicycle through. It looks so nice because it's in order and it's all organized, and it's you know, and to start messing with the title, it's going to look a little disorganized at first, but I think it's going to have to be the next step that I have to take to improve this, you know, improve my channel, you know, is to at least start working on the thumbnails, which you've seen. I've been trying to change the thumbnails since I've gotten here in Malaysia. It's not just me staring in the camera and my opening, you know. But yeah, so guys, that's what I did this morning. That was my main thing, is I need to start trying to put some time to this, a little bit of time to the side, to try and educate myself and do stuff. It's just very, very, very hard to find any time, because I spend so much time on either filming or editing, and yeah, it's so that's why I've been lacking. So anyway, guys, if you start seeing changes to the formats and the titles and stuff like this, it's because I'm experimenting, and I'm gonna have to experiment to get this ball rolling to where I start becoming more professional at this. So anyway, guys, I just want to add that so you guys know what's going on with me, why I started late, why I probably don't have a lot of filming in today. Yeah, so I'll get there. Till then, I'll just keep pedaling. Yeah.
Slippery rock, man.
Yeah, he caught a huge one.
10 point. Oh.
10.1?
man. Yeah.
How many kilo?
10 point. About 10.4 kilo.
About 21 pounds. 20.
No, more than that.
Yeah, more than that.
No, it's 20. It's 2.2.
Crazy. That's almost to your waist.
24 pound.
Look how big that is. That was the one he was just catching when I was across the way.
Here, did you take a picture?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a second, guys. Yeah, he's definitely got the crowd going.
Just there.
So I thought he lost the fish. He was just struggling with it. Yeah, so no, I saw him. He must have let the fish go. Well, he said he let it go all the way this way before he reeled it back. And yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that big. And he struggled with it the whole time I was talking. Next time I'll just pause and actually film that and then speed up the footage. But hey, you live and learn. Anyway, I'm gonna keep exploring along the shoreline here. Caught a big fish.
Oh.
Big. There's a little food spot here. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it's a nice food spot. I think that's Fisherman's Wharf food court. Oh, nice. The light. It looks like it's still under development. That's called the turtle-shaped art. Look it up on Google Maps. It has a concept design of what they're trying for. But yeah, everything's still under development here. Which, I don't see the harm in hopping this thing. I'll just keep my bicycle parked. I know children don't try this at home. The Light City. That's what the building says right there. Huh. That'd be nice after it's all up and running. There's the functional side of the city. This just is still under development over here. For an unplanned ride, this is actually pretty decent. It's not really in the touristy section at all. It's down south. Georgetown. That's his name. Georgetown. Like New York. That seems to be the more touristy section. And Gallagher, I guess Gallagher is where I'm more or less at right now. Yeah, I'm on the north side of Gallagher. Put the spelling down below. Yeah, decent ride so far. Yeah, and it's still got a little over an hour and a half, so I'm doing good. On time before sunset. So I'm kind of right in the middle of all the new development, high rises and stuff. These are a little older on this side. There I have people living in them. The ones over on the left down over here. It's called the Light Collection. So anyway, if you look at Google Maps, the section that has all the high rises, and that's basically where I'm in the middle of. But it also is private property, security guard at the gate, so everything gets closed in behind gates down that way. So I'm doubling back right now so I can try and get out of here. His might be out. But there's also a spaghetti bowl I have to be careful about not running into up here on the left. And all them cars are going right towards the spaghetti bowl, but I might be able to get under it. Let's see where this goes. Dead end? Yeah, it's a dead end. But for camping, give me. So going south on this road, I know if I go far enough, I end up at the airport. The airport's pretty well, I think, this farther south you go. Right now I'm just looking what the possibilities along the way would be like for just camping. So I'm thinking about doing there's a nice little trail right there I'll get on. So what I'm actually thinking about doing is actually doing the full circle counterclockwise around Georgetown Island, Penang, but make it a 2-day thing. So go half of the island or maybe a little over in one day, and then the other half on the second day. Yeah, and just make a 2-day thing out of it and camp somewhere, because just the bus trip, just the bus trip and stuff like that, there was lots of spots that I spotted that are just, even if it's a little city camping like this, you know, I can find a spot that's a little over to the side here, and like right there, there's a tree right there, there's a tree right there, and they're good distance apart, you know. I could easily set up my hammock there, and it is tucked away far enough right here. I'd be doing some urban camping, and from the grounds it doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic here. I don't see footsteps, I don't see bicycles, I don't see trash, so I could probably be left alone fairly good back here. So that's my plan. Instead of extending another night, and instead of getting off the island and just starting to pedal, I'll do probably, yeah, I'll just do the circle, make a 2-day thing out of it. I'm sorry, today I forgot to put on the Strava. I was going to put on the Strava for today because I knew I was going to do a bicycle ride, but tomorrow I'll put on the Strava the next day. And so we'll have like a 2-day adventure doing the island. It'll make for good TV. And when I get back, I can stay in the same hostel or something and take a shower. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. So you know how it is. You know, if it makes a story in my life, then I want to do it. And it sounds like it would be a fun story. Anyway, guys, all right. So this ended up being a very enjoyable little ride here. This is a linear park. I just looked it up, and right now I should be going under the spaghetti bowl. It looks like the trail does keep going under this spaghetti bowl. But yeah, it's been very enjoyable. It says no scooters, so no scooters are on this trail, but plenty of bicyclists and hikers. Yeah, this is the bridge out. Okay, kinda one of the bridges. Okay, this is called actually the Penang Bridge Viewpoint, and it's a nice little spot. And there's the Penang Bridge. That's a nice little spot here. Fishermen, everything, cool. And the trail I'm on is right here. So it looks like it does go up and under the spaghetti bowl, which it would have to veer this way a little bit to get under all that whole mess. So I might be in luck. I'm kind of scouting out for tomorrow, because this will be the direction I'm going. So don't worry that I didn't put it on the Strava. I'm scouting out this direction first. This is the only thing that worries me because it's one big spaghetti bowl. And it looks like I should be able to bypass it fairly easy, but I'm going to find out right now. Good camping over there. Cycling park, USD cycling park.
takut kita salah tapi aku tak ayo apa sampai buka air.
Hey, what's going on? Well, day's over, guys. I'm almost back to my hostel here. It's 8:32, so I gotta wrap this up, and because I want to get to bed early enough to figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I decided to stop, get something to eat, some beef. What is it, beef pho? 15 ringgit, so I think that comes out to like $3.50 or something. Yeah, it's about $3.50. Yeah, 350, 352. But yeah, like I said, I was thinking about doing the circle, the loop tomorrow, and make a 2-day thing out of it. But you know me, I change my mind all the time. Don't ever take anything I say as set in stone until I'm actually doing it, because what sounds good early in the morning is definitely not the thing I usually end up doing in the evening. So yeah, so I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do tonight. Regardless, I want to either get going, catch the ferry back to the mainland and check out the next town or city or whatever, or possibly still do the circle, but I made it fairly all the way down almost to the airport. And from there, it would have been me going, oh yeah, thank you. Huh? 30? Okay. 1 minute. Sorry, I had to turn that off. Oh, thank you. Also got the a 3-pack of spring rolls for 10 ringgit, so everything came out to 25. So that would be $5.80 per full meal. So it's a little more expensive than Thailand and stuff like that, but this is Georgetown. It's a very, you know, touristy. This spot's actually pretty interesting. It's a bunch of different people all sharing the same dining room, but different kitchens. So there's like 5 different menus, I ordered my drink, which I forgot to tell you about that, 2 ringgit. But off of one person and the food off someone else, and you know, so yeah guys, so anyway, I'm just gonna wrap this up tonight. This will be my closing statements and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to like start doing my homework and stuff like that, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to set up more time to the side, and I'm gonna have to start tweaking with my experimenting and stuff like that with thumbnails and stuff like that, and start making shorts. But I'll take you guys all for the you know, along with me. That means I'll use you guys as my peer review. You know, anytime you know, a scholar puts out a paper or something like that, he has to send it through the scholarly consensus. You know, it's like it's peer reviewed by everybody, and it's either accepted or rejected by the community. So although I'm doing my homework and trying to learn, I'll be completely open with the processes and what I'm doing and stuff like that. And you guys just tell me your guys' feedback on what works, what doesn't, and you know, I'll try and incorporate, you know, your guys' opinions as much as possible. You know, I'm trying to hold the camera higher. There was a suggestion of narration on the bicycle rides and when I'm walking. Now, there's a YouTuber that's been doing a lot of Jerusalem stuff called, what was it, Relaxing Walker. He doesn't narrate at all, and there's a benefit to that because it's soothing, it's relaxing. You hear the sounds of the nature, and but really, I kind of would like to get your feedback on what you think about narration. Do you prefer like it more quiet, and you just like to zone out and watch the bicycle rides or the walks or whatever? You know, I would like your feedback on that. And yeah, it's called Relaxing Walker. I'll put a screenshot in. But yeah, that's kind of what I was mimicking, that type of style. But you know, I could be wrong. You know, what I find soothing and relaxing and enjoyable might not be soothing and relaxing and enjoyable to the masses. So anyway guys, that's just me babbling on and rambling on, and by tomorrow you'll know if I'm going to stay on the island or not. But if I stay on the island, it's going to be taking that circle. If not, I'll be getting off the island and heading south. Alright guys, because eventually I do got to ride my bicycle through Malaysia. Okay, cheers and good night y'all.